So yesterday, McNuggets was not present. He was in Independence when Kenny Atkinson and Kobe Altman spoke to the media. Players Media Day is this upcoming Monday. Me, Jason, and Mike will be in the building. But Kobe and Kenny kind of had some interesting things to say as we kind of get ready to kick off this new season. Before we get into what I thought was the most interesting part of it, just a couple things that Kenny Atkinson said. He said that they're coming in with some renewed energy. He believes that this team has an identity and that they're not going to reinvent the wheel. He also said that just because we as fans and people in the media know, okay, the goal is to get to the NBA Finals and win the championship, and we won all those games last year and we had the early exit, the Cleveland Cavaliers are not taking a lax approach to this regular season. They plan on coming out, foot the gas with the same type of energy, and they believe internally they have learned a lot. Kobe talked about his approach to this offseason when it came to like acquisitions. He said the priority was to really just double down on what they have, players that was already here on the roster. He said that the goal was to keep internally growing the players that was on the team, and he was excited about the internal growth. When he talked about Evan Mobley, to me, this is where things really, really got interesting. Kenny said, of course, with Darius Garland not being available at the start of the season, that you can expect to see Evan kind of bringing the ball up way more than you did at certain points last year. He talked about using him more on the elbows, and he said that he was locked in and serious about taking that leap to become a top 5 player. Kobe Altman even mentioned that he was the guy who hosted that organized workout in LA where most of his teammates showed up and participated in. He talked to how Evan has been in Cleveland since early September. He used words like leader and tenacious, and describing Evan Mobley, he talked about his maturity. The question for this segment is simple. Like, will Evan Mobley elevate himself to a top 5 player in the NBA this season?
I think that the way we've seen him grow year one under Kenny Atkinson makes me believe that he can do that, because it was night and day. I mean, he played with so much confidence last year. We always talked about how he needed to develop that outside jumper, and he did. We talked about how he needed to have a move where he get the ball and he be able to make a move and get to the basket. He absolutely did. So to think that right now, what's the one thing that can make him better is handling the rock, being able to bring the rock up like Bam Adebayo, maybe like a Jokic, be able to bring the ball up and dish the rock, make plays like that. Well, it's funny how life works, because now that Darius is out, it gives him the perfect time, and it's early in the season. It's perfect timing for him to be able to do these things, to find out if he can be effective in it. And I think that he will be. I think that they will simplify that offense enough for him, because I think he's got a decent handle. I know we don't see him handle the rock a lot.
I think it's better than decent.
Yeah. When he got the rock, like, I'm not worried about somebody plucking it. Like, that's not, I don't think that'd be the case with him. So, and I seen some videos of him this offseason, going through the drills with the ball, handling the rock. And I was like, okay, he got a nice little tight dribble. So to me, I think that he will be a top 5 player. It's really becoming inevitable with him. He's the defensive thing. He had that to begin with. He had to really work on his offensive game, and we seen that come alive last year. Now you're telling me the only thing left for him to do is be a playmaker as well? I think he got that in his bag too. So, because him and Jared Allen had that big to big thing going on. So he's got some playmaking ability in his bag. I believe that he will become a top 5 player in this league. It's exactly what they need to do for them to get to that championship. And the one thing that you said out of Kenny's, the one takeaway that you took out of Kenny's thing was that there's a more seriousness with Evan. So that's big to me, because when you look at this Cavs team, I know that they win a lot of games, but nobody takes it as serious as Donovan to me. Like Donovan, and Donovan has earned the right to be where he is because he's achieved a lot of stuff in this league. He's seen as one of the best players. He's been on playoff runs and things like that. But like the one thing that's missing from him is championship, being in the championship, making it past the second round or something like that. I don't think he's ever made it past the second round. So like he's extremely motivated by that, while these younger guys are still trying to get contracts, or they're still trying to be all NBA and stuff like that. So to hear that Evan has a little more seriousness in his approach, okay, maybe he's taking it as serious as Donovan, to where it's like, I don't care what it is, we have to win. Like I don't care how we get it done. I don't care if I average 2 points. I don't care if I have to get 50 points, whatever it is, I'm trying to win. Like, if he's got that attitude, that's the one thing that he was missing out of his game, out of anything, was not the physical traits. It was his mentality. Everybody looked at him as he was passive. He wasn't aggressive enough. Well, if he's serious, if he's more serious about his craft and he's putting all his work, it's going to show up on the court, to where he's more serious on the court and he's more aggressive on the court. And that will propel him to be a top 5 player for sure.
You know, they say that you really don't develop your full brain capacity until you're about 24 years old. Like, when you can mature and really comprehend on how you should move is around the age of 24 years old. And, you know, he's 24 years old now. And before even now, he seemed like he was always a little bit more mature than others for his age. And it just seems like in totality, he's stepping into his calling, and life is about answering a call. We've seen the call been put out there by Kenny Atkinson and Kobe Altman and Donovan Mitchell, but it don't mean a damn thing if Evan himself is not really to answer the call and maximize his potential. And everything that he has said, and you know, he don't say a lot. So everything that he said and everything he's done from the time that Game 5 ended against the Indiana Pacers to now shows that he's very, very serious about his craft, that he realizes his own potential. And when you have success, knowing that you haven't really unlocked every single tool that you have, it kind of makes you hungrier, and it makes you more motivated to go out there and be like, you know what? I got the opportunity to be that dude. I got the opportunity to be one of those cats that at the end of the season, consistently year in and year out, we're talking about him as an MVP candidate, like we do Giannis, like we do Joker. And, you know, Kobe Altman said it. We go as far as Evan Mobley goes. He said that during that press conference yesterday. We go as he go. And I think everybody in that organization knows that. He knows that. And if Evan Mobley is really ready to step up and answer the bell and become one of those top 5 players in the NBA, then it's very realistic that in the 10-year anniversary of the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the NBA championship, that we can be hoisting that trophy yet again. I don't think it's far-fetched, because, you know, they mentioned it yesterday. The Cavaliers are one of those 4 to 6 teams in the NBA that got a realistic shot of winning the NBA championship. And me and you both know, whether it be from being born and raised in this inner city or just the ups and downs of life, man, it's something about humility that kind of like brings a certain type of honor, that kind of revs that motor up for redemption. It's something about falling short, not getting the job done, or just being humiliated or embarrassed, that kind of turn you up on another level. It's part of the maturation process. And I don't know a team that's more embarrassed than the Cleveland Cavaliers when you win as many games as you won. You start the season the way that you started, and you are pretty much one of the most dominant teams in the league all season long, just to kind of get booted in the second round when everybody really expected you to.
So, well, the injuries plays a huge part of it. At the end of the day, they got to be healthy. I know people said that people ain't gonna pay attention to the season, but we are. Like, we are. Now that it's getting closer here, I think they start preseason next week. So like, now that it's here, and they start regular season games towards the end of October, it'll be exciting. I expect to see Unc down there doing his stuff, still cheering on 1-0 and 2-0 and all of those things. So it's still gonna be turned up. They're gonna be fine. Can't wait to see Lonzo, though. I want to see what Lonzo do, because he be threading that needle. So I want to see some dimes out there being dropped. So I'm excited to see the Cavs.